We're live. Brian will be coming to the show shortly, but we do have a topic today. First of all, it is Friday, and it's going to be a good day. Yes, it's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day. Yes, it's going to be a good day. We do have a topic. Oh, yes, we do. And today's topic is, if you were president. What if you were president? Let's talk about it. We're going to talk about it right back in a moment.
Good morning. My name is Brian McNeill.
And I am Lisa Santiago McNeill.
And thank you for joining us on our show, Let's Talk About It. We come to each Monday through Friday right here on the SIBN network, on iHeartRadio, YouTube, TuneIn, as well as Facebook Live. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Like. Today is Friday. I almost said it was Monday. My goodness, it was getting ready to fly through the weekend. Today is Friday. You want to push the top of the screen back a little bit?
You want to be in a little bit too?
Today is Friday, and we have had some amazing topics at the end of this week. So I just want to recap that. Wednesday, we talked about the three
most damaging
words. And those were, do you remember them?
Yeah. They were fear, procrastination, and blame.
And then on Thursday, we talked about the three most powerful words.
Three of the most powerful
words. And they were courage,
love,
and faith.
Yes.
And we had a bonus word in there.
And the bonus word was belief.
Although some people think faith and belief is the same thing. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing.
Yesterday, I ordered, I like contour pillows, and I got a new one. I got a cooling contour pillow. And I slept on it last night, and it was awesome. I slept wonderfully well with this new pillow. But during my wonderful sleep with this new pillow, I had a very vivid dream. This dream was I had just been elected president.
I was getting ready to play the death toll instead of the president sound.
No, I had just been elected president.
Mm-hmm.
And it was my first days. And what I was doing on my first days. And I was visiting families across the country. I went and tried to have dinner with a different family at a time and talk to real Americans. That was leading up to it. Lisa was the first lady, but I was actually the president of the United States. And then the question was, what now? If you were president of the United States, ... And you could take that in any direction you want.
Any way that you want. Mm-hmm. What would you do if you were president of the United States?
What would you do, not do? Where would you go? Who would you see? All that.
So the first thing you would do would go visit some prestigious families?
Some average families. Okay. And find out what? Yeah, this is really, it's off-putting. What?
You're having a whole live meal with no regard to the fact that you are on camera.
I do have regard.
Oh, you do? You do have regard, okay.
But it's no more than watching anything else where you eat. Like if you had a breakfast meeting with someone, they'd be eating while you're having breakfast with them.
I suppose.
Right.
All right.
Don't be so off-put by this. This is something not new. You've seen your husband eat before. Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, I put some food in front of Lisa.
Yeah.
If it's really off-putting, I could just, take it away.
Or it can wait until the end of the show.
But then it'd be cold, and you won't like it.
You really didn't.
I had an idea. I woke up with an idea to cook something.
And it smelled wonderful. But I didn't smell it. Well, you didn't go down until I came out of the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I cooked. I had an idea.
Hey, Dr. Deborah. Good morning.
I am an awesome cook. Okay. But I still have bachelor style cooking in my DNA. Because I was a bachelor for 10 years or more. Anyway, so what I typically do is think of the ingredients I have and then concoct something with that. Good morning,
Good
Sister
morning,
Stephanie.
Stephanie.
So we had these English muffins, and I went and bought ground turkey yesterday because I was going to make something else. Anyway, I bought some ground turkey. I bought a can of rotelli tomatoes, the mild kind, this particular one, and I had and I was going to make the world's greatest grilled cheese sandwich. So to make the world's greatest grilled cheese sandwich, you need at least 2 cheeses. You need provolone and some type of cheddar or American, but typically provolone and cheddar makes it really the best. So I bought some provolone and I bought some shredded cheddar. Okay. So I had all these ingredients. I was like, I woke up, let me just do something. So I browned my turkey meat this morning, and I had these onion Lipton soup packets. Now, normally 1 packet is enough for a pound of meat ground turkey. But this morning, I used 1 packet and mixed it all up together as I was browning it. And then I said, let's make it very oniony. So I used both packets and browned that up real good. Normally, I add some water to it, but I didn't this morning because I wanted it a little bit thicker. So I didn't add any water. I just browned that up. And I toasted the English muffins in the toaster first. Like a Munster cheese for grilled cheese. Oh, she likes Munster cheese for grilled cheese. Interesting. So I used the toaster. Our toaster is only 2 things at a time. So I was toasting the muffins as I was browning it. So then after I got it out, I finished browning it, everything. I put the provolone on it first, and I put that in the air fryer. So just melt the provolone down real good. Then I took that out, and then I put my meat on, I put my rotelli on, and I covered it with shredded. So it looks kind of like...
It looks beautiful,
It looks like this, actually.
It usually doesn't have beautiful looking
That's
food.
not true, baby.
Oh, yes, that's true. It actually looks quite beautiful. And it smells very, very good. And it tastes good. I just did not want to be eating on camera. But, and I don't typically, his food doesn't typically look
That's not true.
Good.
And here's the thing about eating on camera, baby. At some point when you eat on camera, you're finished eating. And when you're finished eating, you don't keep eating when you're finished eating.
That's true.
So the objective is to get to
says
finish.
that looks good. Stephanie says I need to try it. Okay, Stephanie. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Stephanie, are you coming with us tomorrow? I can't remember if you're coming with us tomorrow or not. But
now here's the other thing too. I knew I needed to eat before the show, but I slept too late. I slept great because I have an appointment right after this show with Miss Ashley Kirkwood. I'm gonna tell you her name because Ashley Kirkwood is killing the game. She wrote the book Speak Your Way into Cash.
Good morning, Katura. Thank you for joining us this morning.
She's making all of the money. She's making all the money.
Oh, Stephanie, I'm sorry. That's right. She says the funeral for my brother is tomorrow. We're sending Journey Mercies with you, definitely. And
love too, as well. So the Ashley Kirkwood is like a giant. She does these podcasts and everybody books her. She gets, she's one of these people that can get $100,000 from a corporate speaking gig. Okay, that's how she is. And she even talks about how to get $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 speaking gigs. So what?
I'm reading. Jacqueline said, Arizona morning duo got my art and love it. Up at 4, rested well, decided to see 2 of my favorite people to start my day.
So good morning, Sister Jacqueline. So what was that?
You were telling us about Ashley
Kirkwood. So today at 10 a.m., she scheduled to meet. So I'm meeting with her today at 10 a.m. So right after the show. So I need to have some food in my system. By the way, I did my last training session last night, and I saw I had a missed phone call from Chicago. So I know the number. So I called the number back after my last training session last night, and it was Ashley Kirkwood. She had called me last year. I had reached out to her about opportunities for me to train her people if they become great speakers at some point they need to sell. I reached out to her last year and she didn't forget it. And she remembered my name, but she didn't remember my last name. But she knew of another person who knew my name named Brian Olds. So she reached out to Brian Olds. Brian knew me. He knew my stuff. I'd been on his show as a guest before, twice. He goes, yeah, his name is Brian K. McNeill. He's the sales confidence coach, and he built me up. And he gave her my phone number, and she went ahead and called me and scheduled. Boom, 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 boom. Why do I tell this long story? It's an example of what happens when you're out of consistency, when you stay in your game, when you get known for a thing.
Absolutely. And I think consistency is something that's really, really difficult to teach, particularly for people who want to skip pages. If you're the type of person that typically skips ahead in the book or reads the end of the book before the beginning, it's often because patience is not one of your most favorite character traits. And I'm saying that to say consistency and patience are close kissing cousins.
Mm-hmm.
They require you to sometimes continue doing something that does not necessarily look like it's getting or impacting the results that you are anticipating.
Thank you, Stephanie Morris, for putting Ashley Kirkwood's name. Maybe she'll pop on. That'd be great. And her stuff, her book, Speak Your Way to Cash, is jam-packed full of content. I mean, first 10 pages, you got a lot. She puts a lot of stuff in her books, and that's what a lot of the reviews said. Unbelievable how much good content she puts in that book.
I love that.
So during the dream I had, and I never had this dream this vivid before, I had been named president of the United States. I had a press secretary. I had all these assistants. I had a lot of stuff going on. I had decisions to make. And what happened was, in my first few days, I developed my rhythm. You know, I wanted to tour the country and meet as many families as I could. And I wanted to answer serious questions, and I wanted to learn about what was really going on. I learned the behind the scenes stuff, and I was making decisions as the president, and the country was better off. The children were happy when they saw me when I walked into their school. Not like when they were when Barack Obama visited the school. The children were overjoyed when he showed up at their school. They ran to him. They wanted to hug him. When Trump went and visited schools, they were frightened. I can say it. They were frightened and they ran away and they cried and everything. It was so funny to me watching the difference because kids and dogs know.
Well, actually, many of the presidents up to and including President Barack Obama actually had positive reviews with children in schools.
Almost all of them did.
Yeah. Almost
all.
I remember Ronald Reagan's with children. I remember Carter with children. I remember the Bushes, young Bush and older Bush, both with children.
Senior, junior.
Yeah. I don't know why I said young Bush and old Bush. But yes, senior and junior. And absolutely, I think that there was an impact, definitely. A positive impact on children. I think that would be one of the first things that I would want to do. I think it's particularly interesting that you would visit average people. I think average people is a necessity. I think that we have gotten away from average people. Not that there is anything wrong with aspirations of greatness, but there is an uneven awareness of a lot and a little right now. Because it could be because of the advent of social media. It could be because there are so many different ways to get and give information.
It's almost gross.
And we have found that certain information that is the most titillating or interesting is either these grandiose opportunities.
No, put it on top.
These grandiose displays of success, or these overly descriptive displays of ignorance and or poverty and or fighting and or other types of ugliness. So wanting to really see regular people, if there is even such a thing, regular average people. You don't have to be a millionaire. You don't have to be a thousandaire. You don't have to be in this big giant limelight, because even though, if many of you don't know, most of this limelight that we're seeing, even of these very, very successful people, is not their real limelight.
It ain't real.
It's not even their real limelight. That doesn't mean that they're not successful. It doesn't mean that you haven't helped them to gain some notoriety and some funds. But often what you think you're looking at is their real life. That ain't their real life.
One of our favorite comedians, good morning, Dr. Beverly. She says,
good morning, great people. It's Friday, my grandson's birthday. Artie Junior, the fifth. LOL. Can you believe it's 5 of them? Mufasa. Oh, how are all of you today on this money making fabulous Friday? Absolutely, we are fantastic. I came from a long line of first, second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever. My great grandfather is James Edward Taylor. His, I want to say 4 or 5 of his sons are James Edward the first, second, third, and fourth, and then his grandsons are James Edward first, second, and third. So there is a whole slew of them.
Okay. So this is still Friday, and I'm excited about Friday too. I can't remember where I was going. This is the second time I lost my train of thought today on the show, but I got my food done. I am finished eating now. I'm not hungry anymore, and I got my hot cup of coffee. So I got my food, got my water, got my coffee, and Lisa has only taken a bite of her food, and her food is going to be cold and unappealing, and you might as well just throw it away, babe.
Anyway, but if you were president, what would you do? I think what I was saying was definitely what Brian said about visiting average people is a necessity, because that's really the true and only way you're going to find out what the pulse is of the people and find out how you can best impact the people that you serve. Being a president is not supposed to only be about your opinion and your thoughts on a particular subject. It is supposed to be the carrying forth of the entire nation with as much unbiased as you can find to serve the needs and the opinions of the country.
And with that information that you gain, you filter it through your experience, knowledge, know-how, and make a decision that you believe is best for all. Good morning, Mr. Mark Greer. I have missed you, brother.
Absolutely. I missed him so much, I reached out to him directly this morning.
That's why he's here? You reached out to him?
No, I'm sure he was going to come if he was coming.
But I missed Mark Greer, particularly on the most positive words and the most damaging words days. I would love his take on those.
Absolutely.
But Mark, if you were made president, Sister Felicia Gardner, she says, grand rising, beautiful people. Sister Felicia, if you were made president, Dr. Deborah Dunstan, if you were made president of this country, ... ellipses, what would be different? What would you do? Who would you talk to? Where would you go? What would you have? Sister Dr. Beverly, uniquely taken over Thomas, if you were made president. Stephanie Morris, if you were made president of this country, ... Sister Jacqueline Rosier, if you were made president of this country, ... What up?
You still haven't jarred your memory.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
It'll come.
It's okay, but I was trying to make a point while you were juggling and jarring your memory, and now I don't remember my point.
See how old we getting, y'all? Help us. HEPS. Craig Sabb.
Good morning. Good morning. He says, good morning, everyone. Have a blessed weekend on purpose, especially if you get your home security system this weekend. Call me, not me, but Craig, at 571-575-1086 and ask how to get your free doorbell camera.
Actually, interesting. Couple of things. We do get the shout out here too. One thing I'm gonna shout out, is I consider Lisa and I kind of resources. I got a phone call yesterday from one of our good friends, and he has a 37-year-old man who's been paying $500 a week living in a hotel, and he was looking to see if I knew of anybody that had a room for rent because he doesn't have great credit to qualify for his own apartment, but he makes good money. So maybe somebody here knows somebody like that. Okay, if you do, let me know and I'll relay the information. The other thing is we got some tickets to a show this weekend brought to us by Sister Nadine Henry. Mm-hmm. It's a gospel show, gospel concert held this upcoming Sunday in Charlotte, North Carolina. If you want to learn some more about that, I got 10 tickets, up to 10 tickets that week. At least and I could just give away. You don't have to pay nothing for it. So if you want these tickets, you can have them. What else do we have to shout out?
This weekend, I will be, good morning, Brenda Booker Bull. This weekend, starting this evening, I will be hosting Josiah's Thanks Fundraising Gala at the Extravaganza, Charlotte. And
that's on Saturday, right?
That's on tonight.
That's on tonight. Okay.
And we had Lanita Dancel on the show on last week, and I'm telling you, it is going to be a beautiful event. I'm looking forward to all of the children. They're going to be handling a fantastic fashion show. I saw some of the children on last night. Many of them are ready, like ready for this event. And I'm excited to see and usher them through. And then on tomorrow morning, I am traveling out to Cheraw, South Carolina, to preach at the women's conference. Craig said, Lisa, they call you and you call me. You tell me that's $150 referral fee. Yes, Empowerment Family. If you know someone that needs a system and you have the referral, you too can receive $150 referral fee. Okay, Craig, go ahead and set it down. Pick it up, set it down.
That's what you should do. Brenda Booker Bull, if you were made president of the United States, ... If you were made president, I would love to hear when someone says, Dr. Beverly, I definitely want to hear what you have to say. There she goes.
She said, if I were be made president of this country, I would accept the grace and trust, the grace of trust, and then I would respectfully decline the makings of being the president. Personal thoughts, however, is if I were made president, I would call Michelle Obama and she would be my assistant. It would be
an all-black woman cabinet. An all-black woman's cabinet? What? Like 20 you guys? 20 black women handling things.
I think that would be amazing.
Cohesively?
Yeah, I think if it were cohesive, it would be amazing.
There was a comedian that we like named John Mulaney. John Mulaney's a white man. And he was talking about, he did this bit about the movie Ocean's 11, about the heist movie, Ocean's 11. And he says, I think it would be impossible for women to have 11 women pull off a heist because there'd be pockets of 2 or 3 women that would keep separating themselves from the rest of the group to talk junk about everybody else in the rest of the group. That's what he was saying about women. That's why women can't do a heist together. Is he right? Dr. Deborah Dunstan says, if you are a church or ministry leader, contact me to learn how to get your outreach efforts funded. Wow. So that you can do the great work that you have been called to do. And she puts her phone number 240-392-5838. If you're a church or ministry leader, contact her and she'll help you show how to get your good works funded.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Almost like you should need a choir background to read that.
Absolutely. Craig said they did a movie that's part of Ocean's 11 with females. I would love to see that. I saw it.
I mean, I couldn't
tried to watch it.
I tried to watch it. I watched like 10 minutes of it.
I didn't see it.
It's called Ocean's 8 is what it's called. So they didn't even bother trying to get 11 women. They got 8. It's Ocean's 8 is what they got. I'll try. I keep saying I'm going to try to watch it again. Sandra Bullock is in it. Anyway, I'll try it again. Maybe I'll try it with Lisa. That'll make me sit through it longer. Craig, I mean, if you were made president, is anybody here would want to be? I finally got into what my last night's dream told me was, I think I've gotten to a place in my life where I would say yes. I think I could say yes to being president today.
Oh, Dr. Deborah, you went to see Woman King yesterday?
It's already out?
She said it was awesome.
Well, we're going to see that. We're going to go see Woman King. No doubt. We're going to see that.
In the movies?
I'd rather watch it at home, but I don't know if we can watch it at home.
I don't think you can watch it at home.
Yeah, I'd rather watch it.
I want to see Viola Davis and her faux hawk, baby. I got to see it. I'm going to have to spike
That's
mine up
what you
and
want
get
to
it
see?
knocked up.
Her hair.
Yes, honey. Got to get it napped up. I want my faux hawk rocking like Angela's. Good morning, Nadine. We just talked about
the concerts.
Your concert tomorrow. Please provide more details in the comments so that we can share it with our audience.
Brother Mark Greer says, good morning, my people. If I were made president of the United States, the first thing I would do is take steps to vastly improve the educational system in this country. Amen. We are currently raising generations of people who are unequipped intellectually to deal with and prosper in life. The future harvest is uncertain because the seeds are being planted in toxic soil today. That's just one. That's just one. There's not enough space to go into everything. Brother Mark, I feel you.
Absolutely.
I do not like the current educational system. I don't like how they teach. I don't like the process because I understand the model that it was built upon. And I don't like it. I want to change. I even wrote up something a few years ago, how I would fix America.
Kelly Little, good morning. He says it was the bomb. Couture said that movie rocked. I am absolutely proud of that production. Amen.
Oh, we got to go see it.
Jacqueline goes on to say, President Jacqueline would create the most amazing senior living communities all throughout the USA, the very best of everything, and have them be storytellers, writing books, and along with in-person programs to keep the family's legacy alive.
That's amazing. I love your vision, Sister Jacqueline, because that's the wealth of our country, our seniors. And there's more seniors now than not. Okay, there's more people because people are not going into old age gracefully. They're fighting it. They're living longer, you know.
And there was a whole bunch of baby boomers.
Yeah, there was a whole bunch of baby boomers.
And the baby boomers are now the senior citizens.
Boy, I had a talk yesterday with a millennial.
Oh.
See, just the thought. I had a talk with a millennial yesterday, and involuntary response was, ugh.
Even though millennials are now in their 30s. Millennials are now 30-something.
This millennial was in their 30s, okay?
Yeah.
And she was talking about my workshop, and she said, Brian, do you think millennials would get value out of your workshops? Because I guess you see the gray hair in my face. And she wanted to know if there was stuff for millennials in there. And I had to tell her, I don't cater to them like that, but learning how to sell would benefit them as well.
Amen. Couture says women definitely can work together when they are like-minded. Speaking of which, Couture Green and handsome Tarnez Green are going to be joining the Empowerment family. We are putting them on the docket as our co-hosts from time to time. You're going to see them. We're working up the calendar coming up very soon, and we are going to be able to share with you more of Couples for Life.
There's going to be a lot of days between now and the end of the year, if Couture and Tarnez schedule permits, where we're going to have them stunt double for us.
Well, we're also going to have them on as a guest, and we're going to do a segment with them as well, so you guys can get to know them a little bit better.
And know that we know them.
And know that we know them. Absolutely.
Good morning, Mr. Kevin Armaze. What's up, man? I love taxes guy.
Brian and I were discussing how long he knew to Couture. I think a memory or something came up, and he was like, I've known Couture for 10 years. Understand, he and I have only known each other for 7 years, and we've only been married for 6 years. And he says, I've known Couture for 10 years, which
12,
means he knew her
13 years. I met Couture in 2009.
Well, that means he knew her for quite a bit of years before he and I ever met. But what he doesn't know is that I've known Couture for almost, I want to say, 17 years.
I know I met her in 2009 because that's when I started taking ballroom dancing lessons.
Wow. Mm-hmm. And to know somebody that long and to still say their name with love means that there's something that could be said for their character.
Yep.
There are some people that I've known for very many years that I almost don't remember anymore.
Hello, brother Mario Robinson. How you doing, money man? How you doing, Mario? You know, if you were made president, Kevin Mays, if you were made president, and I want you to, I'm intentionally leaving it vague like that.
That's right, Couture. Yes, 17 plus years. It's probably more like 19, but I didn't want to say nothing close to 20 because then we had to really put our business out on the street.
How old y'all are?
We're grown and sexy.
I would concur with that. Yes, yes.
We love you too. Dr. Deborah says, if I were made president, first I would revamp the health industry.
Amen.
by including more inclusive and alternative treatment efforts under healthcare insurance. Many times another pill is not the answer. Absolutely.
I love that answer. There is the government's drugs. Okay, that I don't want our healthcare system to be solely about how much of government-based drugs they can put into people, because that's what it seems like a lot of times.
Yes. Speaking of which, I actually started taking my CMOS yesterday. I received my package from my beautiful niece, who you guys will meet soon. Wellness by China. Check her out on Instagram for information and to be able to purchase your own CMOS capsules. I don't want to have to take the gel or take anything. She sent me CMOS and ashwagandha capsules, and I'm
Felicia
looking forward
Gardner,
to how they change my life. Felicia says,
if I was president, I would first learn the behind the scenes secrets so I can know the game, and then put it into action, things to go around the red tape that denies Black Americans and minorities the opportunities for home and business loans, revamp the education system, judicial system, and implement a bill to protect our children. That's a few things that I would do to make America great now.
Amen. That is a good concept and a good comment as well. Jacqueline says, I will love the greens. Variety is truly the spice of life.
And if you didn't see them when they hosted last time, Sister Jacqueline, they did a phenomenal job.
They did an amazing
They were
job.
great. So you're gonna love the greens. They did a great job, man.
They did a great job. I am looking forward to sharing them with you. We're going to try to get together a commercial at some point, either tonight or another night, or I mean, not tonight. Tonight I'm working, but either this weekend or next weekend. And
I'm excited to have the greens too become a bigger part of this broadcast. Actually,
absolutely.
The more I think about it, the more I like the thought. You know,
absolutely.
Could we have found better subs?
No.
Do they even make better subs? They're easy on our viewers because they look like us. She looks like
I love them. Anyway, I love them. But a small teaser, we're also being courted for another network. Small teaser will give you the dates and the dates coming up so that you know where to check us out if you don't catch us here.
And
be sure.
This opportunity came up yesterday, Lisa and I, about this show. They talking big about this show. They want to you guys do a regular show already. We could put your show here and here and here and all across the world and 2200 this and that and other. I'm like, all right, whoa. Let's talk to Lisa because they were trying to sell me, and I won't be the one to make the final decision on this show. I make the final decision in my house and everything else, but I won't make the final decision on this show. I will probably act like I do, but I won't. Get off me!
That is so close to the truth. Oh my goodness, I love it when he tells the truth.
I'm conceding it for this show.
This show.
That's all. That's as far as you gonna get.
Yeah.
As Jacqueline says, I saw them. They were great. How did you guys find a couple who look like you guys?
God gave us
I don't even know, girl. I don't even know how that worked, but man, how cool is that? And shame on us if we don't take advantage of this opportunity to share this with them. Shame on us if we don't. They've raised their hand saying they're willing to.
And we were like, yes.
Yeah.
It was a no-brainer. I'm so excited once again to have them with us and to be picking up a new network that we're gonna be sharing with you guys. Dr. Deborah says, I love the greens too. I love that. I love that you all love our PIC, partners in crime.
Or stunt doubles, which Tarnez coined the phrase, which I like, actually. I like the phrase myself.
Yeah, because they need to do all the athletics and acrobatics.
Yes. If there was any stunts to be done,
they're going to be the ones to do them. However, I did some stunts this morning. Thank you very much. I got up this morning and I ran 2.5 miles.
You know, when you announced I did some stunts in the morning, not me, okay? I'm not going to say it, okay? But there might have been other people who would have heard you say, I did some stunts this morning, realizing that you're married. Their minds might have went somewhere, but not me. I ain't even going to allude to it. But go ahead, baby. You ran 2.5 miles, walked 2.5 miles.
I actually ran them because I did the 2.5 miles in 50 minutes.
Okay, she ran 2.5 miles, y'all, this morning. That was the stunt she was talking about.
Stunt. That's as stunny as I'm going to get.
Not the other stuff, okay? Dr. Beverly says,
women in the presidency. I don't need us like-minded, then like in heaven. Someone will soon feel they could be just as or better. I would choose one more powerful than the other in different fields, of course. That way, it'll be easier to listen to each other and implement the success and kill
all. We have attitudes. We kill all, though we have attitudes. We can't work together. We are not professional. We don't listen or work well mentally, and conquer all. I love that Dr. Beverly's thinking this out.
Absolutely. And it is important to have diversity in excellence. But one of the things that we fail to realize, I think why there's often so much dissension, even in the diversity and excellence, is that we don't realize the importance of something that we are not striving for excellence in. Sometimes we undervalue the excellence in a particular area if it's not our area of excellence. Okay. And I'm using to use the easy analogy because the church contains so many different levels of people and whatever. And I'm going to put myself out there because I didn't realize the importance of the elder prayer warriors. This is back when I was 40, maybe 35, 40 years old. We used to have a program called AFC. Katura will be able to attest to it. As a matter of fact, her aunt is one of the prayer warriors, was one of the prayer warriors. So what we would do, AFC, is Ambassadors for Christ. We would go out into the neighborhood and we would share the gospel with the neighborhood. We would be on foot. We would knock on doors and we would talk to people and pray with them and lead them to Christ. However, invariably, age, heat, and other things would impact the ability for everyone to join. So there were some elders, some handful of elders that would join us in the morning in this circle because we would pray ourselves out to our excursions. And then they would go into the church while the rest of us would go out. The men would protect the corners. You mean that the men would stand out. They wasn't necessarily at the doors. They were in the streets to make sure that they could watch for each of the houses and all of the women.
They were safe.
Yeah. And that we were safe. And the elders will go back into the church. They would gather around the altar and they would intercede and pray. If you don't understand the need and the intensity and the necessity of a prayer warrior, you could easily diminish the importance and the value of another position, particularly in this case, the prayer warrior's position. Be like, it's hot out here. They're going back in the church to the air conditioning. And all they're going to do is sit up and talk.
You had less power if they were not.
If they were not praying us through, many of us might not have even made it back.
The most vivid example of how powerful prayer is in my world is this year when Lisa got sick.
Oh my God.
So many of you prayed for her. And I know you were praying. They weren't just saying you were praying. I know you were praying for my household. It wells me up even now because your prayers, I think, saved Lisa's life.
Absolutely.
And your prayers got me through days.
Absolutely.
Your prayers did that for me.
Mama Tina was one of our prayer warriors. I think we used to call her Miss Frankie. That's it, just Miss Frankie, even though she's Mama Frankie. But absolutely was one of our prayer warriors. That's Katura's mother, actually.
I know, whenever I think about Miss Frankie, two things I think about. Who decorated all this?
My Capricorn diva. My Capricorn diva.
At another event, who made this look so pretty? There was two events I saw that she made average looking spaces look beautiful and elegant. And they said
not
she
just beautiful,
decorated
elegant.
And then when I heard the story that she was a singer at some point.
Eleganza extravaganza. Yes, she was a singer at one point.
Then
she did come back to the senior choir after a while, but her main impetus was her main gift was not just prayer, but also the gift of touch and beauty.
Mm-hmm. Kelly Little, man. Kelly Little's another one of these guys, man. You need friends like him, because of his wisdom. You know, when Lisa was talking about because it's not your area of expertise, sometimes you don't
value it enough.
Value another area. a church an administrator.
Please know that
A church administrator
gets all the slack
and never gets any praise,
None
or never gets any
glory.
Doesn't get any glory, doesn't get stood up in front of anything. But that church does not run without a good administrator. Not only that church, that business. How many businesses where the secretary is the one that really runs the company? Okay. She runs the boss and everybody else.
That's true. Couture, that's right. She said, yes, my mom is gifted in several areas. Absolutely.
But I saw it. See, I didn't know Miss Frankie like that, but I did see that works of her hands.
Yes. Absolutely. Works of her hands, her patience, and her hugs are awesome. And she always flies.
Is that Miss Nancy Resmer? Hello, Miss Nancy Resmer.
Hello.
Nancy, if you were made president.
Fill in the blank. If you were made president, ... Fill in the blank. What would you do? What would you change? What would you instate? What would be something that you've done?
The dream I had, I was going across the country. I was learning, but I was wanting to have dinner or lunch at the home of average Americans. Okay, husband, wife, mom and dad, kids, whatever. I wanted to be a guest in their homes and have dinner with them. The kind of conversations you have after breaking bread, I think, are a little bit different. I think anybody that you have a meal with and have a conversation with is hard to really dislike that person afterwards.
It is.
You got to really work to dislike someone that you've broken bread with.
Absolutely. I do want to remind our empowerment family that the Empowerment Network, including the Empowerment Duo Show, is on YouTube. And YouTube allows you the opportunity to be able to watch it and flip through other things and do other stuff at the same time while having it up in the background. And we need some subscribers. We're trying to get our branded channel. But if you go to the Empowerment Network if you go to bit.ly/the Empowerment Network, it'll take you to our YouTube channel and you will be able to subscribe and comment there as well. And we will appreciate all of your subscriptions so that we can get our branded channel.
Thank you for that. Sister Nancy says,
I am having breakfast at Chick-fil-A. As president or just now?
As president. As president. I've been praying consistently that God send me the right people for my team, my help. I want some more help in different areas of my business.
That just reminded me of a song.
All my help coming from the Lord.
Yeah. Jesus, my help. We sang that in our choir.
That's one. Jesus, I was thinking of all of my help cometh from the Lord.
Yes.
Okay. Both. Okay, Nancy. Okay, Sister Felicia says.
She's happy. Oh, so Felicia says, okay, now the power of prayer is so powerful. I have heard and seen miracles and grace on situations and people. Understand that is one area. Thank you, Kelly, for your subscription. Woo-hoo. I'm telling you, prayer warriors or a prayer cabinet would be one of my new divisions as presidency that I would create, because God tells us the importance of prayer. He says, oh, if my people who are called by my name would humble themselves and pray.
Pray, petitions, prayers, supplications, prayers.
Absolutely.
Sister Jacqueline says, yes, you guys are on YouTube. It is one of the shows that automatically shows up on my YouTube feed every day. I love it. Why does that happen for her? Because she's a subscriber.
Absolutely.
It wouldn't happen unless she subscribed and clicked on the bell that says, let you know when something's new
Bing.
going on. You subscribe is one thing, but they have a little bell saying Bing. That you'll be notified whenever this person puts out something new. So that's what you got to do. You got to subscribe and hit the bell. Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you. Share, comment, like. As always, we appreciate all of those likes. And we love it when
Here's a cool thing. One more cool thing about prayer. You get the stuff you pray about.
Yes.
But now here's the trick about that. I was unwittingly making a prayer to get my car repoed one time before. I was probably 30 years old, and I was behind my car payment, and I knew I was behind on my car payment, and I was worried that they were going to repo my car.
Come on now.
I was worried about it, and what that worry was doing was like an internal prayer about what I wanted to not happen, but I was basically praying that it happens.
What is worry?
Worry is the misuse of your imagination. That's one thing it is, but it's also a testimony. It's also a confession. It's also a proclamation, and it's also moving you towards what you want.
It's a prayer.
Yeah, worry.
It happens to be a prayer, which is a communication of information to God. When you're worrying, what are you doing?
And here's what happened. I kept worrying about that thing happening, and as if by magic.
Not magic. You're casting spells with every word that you say.
I think when it happened, I caused it by constantly worrying about it.
Wait, I got a praise report. Dr. Deborah says, wow, I just closed a long-term nonprofit consulting client in Las Vegas. She got up early just to pay my monthly invoice for September, even though she will only get half a month. Come on now. She felt that it was worth it. Thank you, Lisa and Brian, for teaching me how to give value in the consultation. Please know this to be true.
One thing, first off, to praise God and thank you for sharing that testimony with Dr. Deborah. But the reason you got that agreement was because of your model of consistency and your willingness to do the work. You did the freaking work. Any part that Lisa or I played in it, we're grateful for, but you did the work.
You got to do the work. We could write the books. We can put the books on Audible. We can sing and dance. We can teach the workshops. But if you take that information, consume it, and then don't release it on something with some activity, then you might as well have done something else.
It's like putting a seed on a shelf.
Not so much.
And it's not going to ever grow. But you did the work, my sister. I'm proud of you.
Absolutely.
Proud of you.
Absolutely.
I want to hear the story some more. We'll do it offline. Sister Nadine says,
live in concert Sunday, 2:00 at the Worship Center, 301 North Polk Street. Trinity J, Jackie O'Kelly, and more. We still have 10 free ticket packages for the duo, that's us, listeners today. We need your name and phone number to get the tickets. And Polk Street is here in North Carolina.
Charlotte,
North Carolina. So if you are in North Carolina or the surrounding areas, you may want to drive in from Greensboro. You may be right here in Charlotte. You may want to come in from somewhere in the surrounding areas, Kannapolis, Gastonia, somewhere.
On a Sunday afternoon, if you want to get some good singing and get some good fellowship.
Sunday at 2:00. Come on,
and if you
now.
already know that you want to go to the concert and accept the offer of free tickets, let us know. And we'll
Absolutely, and we'll connect
Mr.
you.
George Allen, a.k.a. Chef Rev,
hey!
a.k.a. Pastor. If you were made president, we got to get out of here soon. Felicia Gardner said, I love the movie War Room. We do too.
Absolutely, we love it. But that's why I would instate a prayer cabinet. That would be one of my acts as president.
We love
that. But I don't know. I was going to say, and I was going to put the verbiage, pass a bill to put the verbiage into the amendments that it couldn't be changed for X amount of years, or if not ever, because that's one of the little sneaky things that you can put in everything or anything or a lot of things, but they can be equally just facilitate the change as soon as you're out of office.
Yeah.
But there are some things that they have bills in place to not change for a very long time.
Sister Nadine also puts her email address, affairs2remembernc@gmail.com. affairs2remembernc@gmail.com. So this is Friday. This is Friday. You ain't got no job.
Mm-mm.
You know what does that mean? I'm gonna do what? Now Lisa's got to go do a thing tonight. She got to perform tonight and tomorrow. Pray my wife's strength, y'all. That's 2 days in a row she got to pour out.
Amen. Shout out creating cards and bookmarkers with Lisa's art. I just received my package for my birthday.
Let's talk about what that was. What did you send Sister Jacqueline, Lisa?
I sent her my very first publicly released portrait of herself. That I drew. I painted and drew. Mm-hmm. And I sent her a tracking watch so that she could track her steps.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm working on something else. I'm working on some earring designs. Well, that's not coming out
Lisa
right.
painted an art,
I'm
a
working
picture.
on some earring designs.
She painted a
for
picture
her.
of Jacqueline's face.
Yes.
Okay, like the Mona Lisa. Lisa painted it herself, packaged it.
The Mona Lisa is a bit of a stretch.
Whatever, the same pose. Okay, so Lisa painted it herself. She put her loving hands on it. She painted it herself, and then she packaged it at the post office and mailed it. And Sister Jacqueline got it. Now, before Lisa mailed it to Sister Jacqueline, I took a picture of it and sent it to Sister Jacqueline so she could see. And she flipped out on the picture. She showed it to her family, the picture of it. But now she has the tangible painting in her possession.
Absolutely. I'm grateful. And she says, I love it. My own Picasso. Felicia says, okay, Lisa. So the next administration can't change it when they come in charge. They have to wait and deal with it. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a double-edged sword to me, because sometimes they put in laws that make it difficult to ever be changed that are unfair.
Yeah, but they buried them in there, and that's why I'm going to use that same knowledge.
But I'm hoping every time
put in a different
that
change.
The next administration will get rid of that bull. Okay, so I want I do want some stuff to be changed. Okay, yes. But sometimes they protect stuff that they don't want to be changed.
But here's the
powers that be. We're not going to be late today, y'all. I can't be late today. I got to go put on my vest, and so we got to get out of here on time. We didn't even do our songs yet, baby. Look,
that's
it's 9:50.
Okay. And we're going to keep on talking about that.
Yes, we got to either do the songs or not.
We're not.
Okay.
So the thing about what you're going to do if you're president, many of those things don't have to wait. We can institute prayer right now. We can institute meeting with regular people right now. There are some things that you can impact right now and today with the current collection of skills, gifts, and talents that you are in control of. You can share your thoughts and ideas with individuals. You can impact change in your area, in whatever area of expertise you have. If you're a prayer warrior, you can pray. If you're a singer, you can sing. If you're a speaker, you can speak. Whatever it is, the gift that has been placed in you, you don't have to wait to be esteemed to that particular higher office. You can create your own community and begin to esteem or elevate yourself within that community.
The thought is, what would you be doing if such and such happened? You'd be doing what you're doing now.
Okay? That part.
Yes, we would. But anyway, we love you. I gotta go. You're welcome to stay and do all the songs, Lisa. Man, who would like to have Lisa stay and do all the songs? She don't have a 10 o'clock appointment. She can stay and do all the songs, Lisa.
We love you. And we will see you on Monday morning. For those of you who are joining me on Cheer good morning, William Brown. Those of you who are joining me in Cheer tomorrow, please know that I'm going to be reaching out to you. If I have not reached out to you already, please reach out to me if you would like to come, caravan or carpool. And in the meantime, in the between time, even though he's acting truculent, don't forget to have sex. Love ya.